Um, yeah, Shani, we can begin, right?
Yep. Go ahead.
Are we streaming?
Yeah.
We are.
Okay, cool. Let's get started then. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the October edition of WSO2 Identity Server Community Call. I'm Omidu from the Identity and Access Management team here at WSO2, and I'll be moderating today's session. The past month has been an exciting one for all of us at the WSO2 IAM team. So 2 weeks back, we have introduced the latest member of our product family, Asgardeo, which is a developer-focused IDaaS solution. So Asgardeo is built on top of WSO2 Identity Server open source version, and currently available as an early adopter release. So we are, as a team, we are really excited about Asgardeo, and we are eager to see how it's going to make the developers' life more easy when bringing in IAM to their production solutions, right? So first, we have Ishara here with us, our head of engineering of IAM practice. And he will first introduce you to Asgardeo and discuss a bit on why we went ahead and built an IDaaS, what our future plans are with WSO2 Identity Server and Asgardeo, and how the community and WSO2 Identity Server is going to benefit from Asgardeo. And later on, we have Ayesha from the product team, and she has planned this cool demo to show you how quickly Asgardeo can be set up to give SSO to a React application. So before moving on to the first session, if you have any questions, and if you're in Zoom, you can simply unmute and raise your questions then and there. And if you're joining us from YouTube, you can use the YouTube chat, and we'll get back to you with the answers. And as always, the videos will be published on the WSO2 YouTube channel after the community call. So Ishara, over to you.
Hi everyone. So as Omid said, in last 13th, October 13th, we did our new identity offering, which is the Asgardeo. So this is the first community call, identity server community call we are doing after the release. So we thought of discussing about the Asgardeo in this course. So, you know, with the identity server, we have been in the IAM domain for more than 10 years now. So the paying customer side, we have more than 250 customers, and we are managing more than 250 million identities for those paying customers. And then when it comes to the community, there we have around, we know that there are more than 1,000 plus production deployment with the identity server. And we see we have a really good community around the identity server and so on. And again, when it comes to, when we think about the production customers, we have the customers in all the verticals. Right? And then the special thing is most of these, the production deployments are mainly focusing on the customer identity and access management solution. And at the same time, the identity server is known for its developer friendliness, and it is highly appreciated within the community and the customers as well. So we thought of to bring this the CIA knowledge we have and the experience we have working with the community and the customers. We thought of to take this knowledge into the cloud and offer a SaaS solution for the organization or the users who are looking for the cloud solution. So that's how we thought of implementing this cloud solution. So during last couple of years, the whole team worked on developing Asgardeo. So I want to mention Prabhat. So he helped a lot to define the Asgardeo, the vision and the mission and the roadmap and everything. So now we are in the moment that we have released the early adapter version of the Asgardeo. So at the end of this session, Ayesha will take you through the Asgardeo and show you a couple of demos. So if I come back to the Asgardeo, so with the Asgardeo, we want to build the IAM solution for the organization who has this cloud first approach, who want to bring most of the stuff into the cloud. They want to use the cloud service. So to cater that audience, we thought of building the Asgardeo. And again, we wanted to bring the CIAM experience we have. We wanted to build CIAM best practices into a IAM solution and make it available for the developers. And again, there's a trend that most of the developers, they are looking for this the low code and the no code kind of approach. So most of the integration related stuff are moving towards that side. And again, for the IAM developers also, that experience is required. So we thought of building that experience also within the Asgardeo or the new cloud solution we are going to build. And another key requirement when it comes to identity and access management is most of the time there are legacy deployment already. And again, even if you move into the cloud, still we can't drop off those legacy systems and then completely start new, right? We have to bridge those things. So we thought of implementing a connection between these two cloud offerings. So we thought of implementing another solution called Asgardeo Connect to bridge these your legacy applications to your new SaaS application using a new component. So these are the kind of objectives behind implementing the Asgardeo, and with the Asgardeo, so eventually we want to build the integrated CIAM solution in the cloud. So we thought of implementing in multiple phases. In the first phase, we want to bring the identity server, the experience and the feature into the cloud, and not only that feature set, more and more the IAM features in the cloud and then on the cloud. And then we want to build that developer focused experience and SaaS experience with the Asgardeo. That's the first phase that we are at the moment. And the second phase, we want to expand our IAM ecosystem, building partnerships with IAM related vendors, IDV integrations, different authentication, the connectors and everything, and then expand our IAM ecosystem. In the third phase, we want to, even in the third phase, we continue this IAM related improvement. And in the third phase, we're especially looking into the CIAM space and build the integrated CIAM solution on the cloud. So we want to provide a 360 view of your customers and their engagement via this solution. So in that case, we will focus more on building the partnerships and the connectors with the different systems such as CRM system, the marketing applications, and everything. So that is the kind of high level the roadmap we have. So when we come to the current status, we are in the first phase where we are improving and build the IAM capabilities in the cloud. So now we are in the early adapter stage. So if you go and see the Asgardeo now, so we have onboarded set of features, and then we continue to onboard rest of the features in the next couple of months. If I go through the features available now, so you can register to the Asgardeo. You can directly come to the Asgardeo and create your account. If not, you can onboard via Google or Git account. And you have the capabilities to manage your users. And for the individual users, they have a different self-care portal. They can log into there and manage their profile information. And again, we provide the multi-factor authentication support and the adaptive authentication support in the Asgardeo. For the multi-factor options, as of now, we have TOTP and the email OTP support. And you can connect to the Asgardeo via the open standard, the OIDC, SAML, and OAuth are supported. And even if when you build your applications, we provide set of SDKs, so you can use those SDKs and then build your application. We have a long-term plan to implement most SDKs, but at the moment, we support React, React.js, and the JS SDKs are available in the Asgardeo. And when it comes to the social authenticators, we have Facebook, Google, and the GitHub as social connectors. So you can let the users on those platforms to log in to your applications, Asgardeo. So in high level, these are the set of features available, but in future, all the other features will be onboarded. And now you guys may have a question, what is identity server, how identity server work with the Asgardeo. So Omid also said Asgardeo is built on top of the identity server, which means Asgardeo equal to identity server plus SaaS services and the improved user experience. Eventually, that improved user experience will go back to the identity server, and you can experience that in the upcoming releases too. So I have brought a identity platform picture. So let me share it with you. Yes, so this is the view of the IAM platform that we are building. So identity server work as the standalone solution. So Asgardeo expose identity server capabilities as a SaaS offering with the SaaS related features and the cloud related view exchanges as well. And in future, we are going to build the Asgardeo Connect, which connects the legacy system into the cloud. So we will, for the Asgardeo, we will onboard the features in the daily basis. In the periodical identity server releases, we will get all of these Asgardeo features. So this is the platform that we are building. So that is about the Asgardeo in brief, and how it works closely with the identity servers. So, and again, I should take this opportunity to thank our community. So you help us in this journey in two ways. First thing is being a identity server users, you shared your experience and you helped us to identify new features and the gaps and so on. So that experience helped us a lot to build the Asgardeo. And the second thing is, before we go into the early adopter release, we did a beta release, and then many of the community users took part in that program and evaluated the Asgardeo product and then gave us really good feedback to improve it. So thank you for the everyone in the community for helping us building this the new solution. So again, I like to welcome all of our community to join the Asgardeo and then try it out and give us the feedback, and at the same time use it for your use case. And one thing I want to highlight, so like the making the on-premise, the standard solution, the free and open source, we want to bring that sort of experience in the cloud too. So in the cloud also, we are going to offer a developer tier, which is free with the community support. So you can use that also. You are the new business requirement to implement. So that's it only. So you can continue.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll share my screen again. And again, thanks a lot, Ishara, for that introduction to the product, right? So I hope you got some idea on Asgardeo overall and how what our future is going to be with Asgardeo and WSO2 identity server, right? So so the next item is the demo, but before moving on, so Ishara invited all of you to come and try out Asgardeo, right? So I'll quickly tell you guys how you can do that. So simply visit wso2.com/Asgardeo, or you can visit asgardeo.io as well, which will eventually land here in this same page. So here you can, from here you can bring in, start the onboarding process, which within like I'd say within 30 seconds, you can complete this registration and get onboarded with Asgardeo. So in the next session, Aisha will show you what Asgardeo is offering and how to achieve few use cases with Asgardeo. Along with the Asgardeo, we have launched our brand new community portal targeting the Asgardeo users specifically. So it's hosted at iamfordevs.wso2.com. So anyway, all these links will be added to the YouTube description as well as in the chat. So you can go there and try things out. So you can log into the community portal through your Asgardeo account and start a conversation around any use cases you have. If you have any questions related to the feature capabilities or any technical queries, etc. So apart from that, if you have any like sort of urgent queries, you can drop us a mail at asgardeohelp@wso2.com. So both the developer community, developer community as well as the Asgardeo help mailing lists are like actively monitored by the engineering team. So we'll get back to you in a very in short period of time on your queries. Again, all these links are community portal, maybe documentation. Even if you already have a account, you can sign in through the website. So you'll see the Asgardeo experience in the demo. And in case if you have more like questions on pricing or support, etc., you can contact us through this form, and one of our sales team members will get back to you. Okay, so without delaying things further, I'll hand over things to Aisha. So Aisha, over to you and show us what Asgardeo is capable of.
Thanks, Somi. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. And so, yeah, let me start with sharing my screen. Okay. Do you see my screen all right?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. All right. So I'm Aisha. I'm again a technical lead at IM team. So today I will quickly go through some of the key Asgardeo capabilities and then show you how easy it is to onboard login to React application with Asgardeo and the SDKs we provided. And so this SDK, it's not just for Asgardeo, it's sophisticated for Asgardeo usage, but you can use that SDK with any other OpenID Connect provider as well. So some tips for you to integrate SDKs with on-prem product as well. So so Midhu showed you this page. So this is where you get onboarded. So for the time being, I have already registered. So either I can give email and choose a password to register, or you can use your existing Google or GitHub accounts to register. I will skip that part and directly go to the sign in. Once you register, you will be you can sign in. So I will start from there. And yeah. So so Omidhu, my internet connection is a bit clunky today. So if I get dropped, just ping me and let me know. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So I will log in with my credentials. So I have saved them in my browser and I'm in. Okay, so this is the first view that you will see when you log into Asgardeo. So this has some shortcuts to some of the key capabilities where you can go and register applications, and you can go to manage users section, and you can directly jump into setting up social connections, and also here's a quick link to our documentation site. So that's also there. We will share these links. And if I go back to the console, so I will go through the quick way to integrate a React application, and then I will come back and go through some of the key capabilities. So before registering my application, I will show I have a demo application that is running in my machine, localhost 3000. And if you can see, there is no logins at the moment. So I'm going to add the login button here and show how login works. So I should give credit to Brian, my colleague who developed this application, who helped me developing this application. So you can find this application in this GitHub repo as well. So this app was created using Create React app using TypeScript template. And so it has two views, just to give you an idea about my application. So this is the view when the user is not logged in. I will add this login button to log in with Asgardeo. And once you complete the login, you will be in, and in your application, you can view these different other protected views once you log in. So far I don't have anything at the application. And okay, let's get started. So I'm going to register an application. So we have different application templates here. So I can select single page application, traditional web application, or if you are familiar with OAuth, OIDC, or SAML, you can use this template, and we will be having mobile applications soon as well. Since I am integrating a React application today, I will go with this path where I will enable login for my single page application. So I will say my app is Happy Pets, and I will get this URL. So if you don't have an application, if you want to try it out, you can simply use our own samples and use this URL. But since I already have an application, I'm going this path. So I register it. Let me close this. Okay. So I have a quick start path where I can follow, or else I can click on these tabs and see what's there, but I will go through this path. So I'm trying to integrate a React application, but we have a quick path for Angular, JavaScript, as well as you will have links for links on how to enable login for any single page application using Asgardeo, so that you can refer the documentations. But I will do this path. Since this is my first time, it directs me to the guide where I can download the sample and try it out, but I'm going to integrate my own application. So yeah, so this is where the interesting things happen. So let's go through one by one. So since I started off with React, I already have this prerequisites Node.js in my machine. And we first need to install the SDK. So I can copy this and run it. For the time being, I have already ran this command. And then next thing is to import this auth provider. But before jump into that, I will go to my code, which I have opened up in VS Code, and you were brief about the app. So you can see my VS Code, right? Omidu, can you give me a go?
Yep, you can see.
So this is my application. I haven't integrated Asgardeo SDKs or anything. So it's just a plain view. So it has, so for the time being, I have initialized the empty object where I want to manipulate this status of authenticated state and unauthenticated state. And it has two views, login view and the dashboard view that I mentioned earlier. And if I go to app layout, so in the app layout, if the user is authenticated, then the header will be shown. There will be a header line in the page. Otherwise, if the app is not authenticated and if it's loading, then if it is not loading, then there'll be all the children in elements, this login view and the dashboard will be shown. So in the login view, if the user is authenticated, you won't be seeing this login view. Instead, you will see the dashboard view. So that's this part. So since I am not authenticated, you are seeing this stuff. And under the dashboard view, only when I am authenticated, I will see this nice salutation and all these dashboard items in the application. So and yeah, and so you will see whatever the address that you pass from the application to the view from here. So so going back to Asgardeo. So now I have already installed the SDK. Now I am to initialize this auth provider. So let's get that part copied, and I will go to my Next.js and import the auth provider from the React SDK. And so if you're familiar, you know, these are the high level OpenID related configuration. So you have the client ID, and when the server origin is provided, the SDK is intelligent enough to pick up all the rest of the endpoints like discovery endpoint, or the authorization endpoint, token endpoint, and these are the callback URLs. So even if you're not that familiar with the OpenID Connect, you can simply follow the steps and try this out. So then I will initialize this auth provider. So I had this other part, so I'm just copying this particular section into my application. I will embed my app here. So that's done from there. And okay, so this has a link to the SDK. So this is our auth React SDK. So we've done a previous session on the SDK as well. So you can we will share the link to that one as well. So this has detailed information about the SDK. But today I will just follow the steps here, and then we can use this API from the SDK to consume rest of the methods and the context information. And I have to import the use auth context, which is a hook provided by the SDK to access the session state and other methods from the SDK. So I take it and go to my app. And then so I can get the state and this sign in sign out method from the state. So I don't need this placeholder state anymore. And yeah, so this state, I need to mention that this state will contain any high level information. Once the login is completed, those will be available in the state. So you can use state object to get the user's information like username, whether the user is authenticated, those information. So more details are in the documentation. And then I am going to create a button. So I'll simply so earlier it was an empty element, so I will paste this login button here. And similarly, once the user is logged in the authenticated view, we need a logout button. So I'll copy it, but I'll change the label and the method that I want to call. So so this sign in, sign out, those are coming from the SDK. So yeah, we are pretty much done here, I think. So I did this, and so my app looks like this. So see, and also I'm taking the username and authenticated state from the state object. Okay, cool. And optionally, if you want to add routing, then you can follow the documentation and get to know how you can add protected routes and different to different routes in your application. But in this scope, I'm not going to do it. Then yeah, so next, let's see what has happened to our application. Voila. So we have this login button, and so close that. So so I now I'm going to try login. To try login, I need to create a customer account in my organization. So far I didn't create any users. So I just registered, and as you say, I just registered and logged in. I can add a customer from here, or else I can go to this users section and create a user. So I will not use this. Instead, I will go here so that I can show you this some of this information about the user management. Okay, so for the so I have already created this John Doe user. So this is me, who's the owner of this account. So I created my account. I gave a first name, last name. I updated those things, and then I created this customer account. So that this is the email or the username I've used, and I've updated the first name, last name, and the country of this user. And let's try login. Okay, so by default, the application is configured to be authenticated with username and password. No, I don't remember the. I have to go back to that. Let me quickly change the password since I forgot the password. Okay, so it asked me whether I would like to share my username with this application. So I would say yes. Okay, so yeah, now I am logged in. Okay, so going back to my application. So that's it. So simply I enable login to my application with like couple of minutes. And if I go into more details in this application, okay. So I was in the quick start. Now this is the general section. So you can log in. You can create an account yourself and see what are these other areas are. So this particular, when you create this application for this particular template, it's optimized for single page applications with so PKC with PKC and all these other OpenID Connect specific standards. And under the user attributes section, you can select what are the attributes that you want to retrieve to your application, and you can use OpenID Connect scopes to retrieve those attributes to your application. So if you are familiar with OpenID Connect and OIDC app developer, you would know what those areas are. But those are pretty much intuitive when you go through this console. And the next thing is this sign-in method, which is again a important area. So as I mentioned, so all the applications by default are enabled to log in with username and password, but you can change this login flow to use different authenticators and multiple steps, multiple options. So you can directly add Google or TOTP from here, or you can start with default configurations. I will go this path. So by default, username and password is set up, and I can add multiple authenticators. So so I have already configured a Facebook and Google as login options, and email OTP and TOTP are provided as by default multi-factor authentication steps options. So I will add Google and Facebook as some options, and I will update application. So let me log out from here and try login again. So without doing without doing a single change to the application, now my application login has Google and Facebook as login options. So I will now I can log in with Google. So I will use my personal email address, and yeah, I'm logged in with my Google account here. So that's it. So it's very easy with Asgardeo. So if you have problems with like maintaining a identity product in your on-premise, so you can always come to Asgardeo. So you don't need to worry about this maintenance part of the maintenance and infrastructure part of the IAM solution. So you can simply create an organization in Asgardeo and start integrating new applications within a couple of minutes. And so we have these SDKs that will smoothen the flow further. So that's about it. So you can play around with this sign-in flows. You can add the multiple options. So let me show you how it will work with the TOTP. Forgot again. I will again go with signing with Google. So yeah, this time, since this is the first time that I am using this login, it's asked me to register, scan the QR code and register my application. So I will use my mobile to scan it. Still okay. When I continue, it asks me to provide the code that I just that my Google Authenticator application generated. So yeah, I got logged in. And for this next time onward, when I try to log in, it doesn't ask me to scan it. It directly asks me for the code. Yeah. So you can play around multiple login options and stuff, and also you can write conditional authentication flows from this conditional authentication script section. So we have inbuilt set of inbuilt templates onboarded to Asgardeo. You can directly use them, or you can refer to the documentation on the adaptive authentication library, script library. So you can use that to write your own scripts as well. And yeah, so I will quickly go through the user management section. So you can see this my Google. I use my personal Google account to log into application. So you have a reference on that in the user section as well when you log in, and it's marked as that you use your Google credentials to log into this organization's application. And this something cool about this particular view is that you can manage your customers, and you can invite different people to come to your organization and start building applications. So, and in the future, we will get an option to manage your employees as work accounts in the same plane. So you will get a unified view of different user types in your organization from here, and you can manage them from here. And I'm not going to go into details about these other areas. Those are pretty self-explanatory, and you can create your Asgardeo account today and start exploring. And so we have a link from here to the community portal, so you can access the community portal and share your questions there, and engage the community from there. And you can give feedbacks from the console itself as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And we'll share the links and the sample application and SDK and everything are already linked from the Asgardeo. I will share the link to the sample application as well. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Over to you, Omi.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot for that very cool demo, Aisha. So the links actually we have added into the YouTube chats as well as the Zoom chats. And then it will be in the YouTube description as well. So if anyone wants to try things out, just simply head on there and grab the links and try things out. Yeah. Okay. If you have questions, now is the time to raise them. So if you are joining us through the Zoom link, feel free to unmute and ask questions, or else you can use the Zoom chat or the YouTube live chat to raise any questions regarding anything that we have discussed, or if you have any clarifications needed, like on Asgardeo or generally identity server, feel free to ask them. So yeah, while we wait for the the questions, I'll share a few updates while we wait for them. Let me quickly share my screen again. Okay. So again, please head on to the website and give Asgardeo a try, and we are more than happy to hear what your thoughts about the product. Use the insight feedback options, or directly write us to through asgardeohelp@wso2.com. So if you want latest updates about the products, we are there in Twitter. So Twitter link is @Asgardeo. So head on to this, our Twitter account and give us a follow. Yeah, so again, links are there in the site. So if you visit wso2.com/Asgardeo, you have the different links available and you can try things out. So do we have any questions? All right. Okay, cool. So I'll continue. Yeah. So again, okay. So if you have any, again, about any feedback on the community call, you can visit to our Identity and Access Management community page and submit a request. So if you want us to speak anything specific during community call, you can reach out to us through this form, and you can subscribe to our next community call updates through this one. Yeah. So before that, one more thing on the community. So so you know we do the Identity in 15 session every once in a while. So the next session is scheduled on 9th of November on geolocation-based access control. So we'll keep things, the exact times and dates posted along with the links in our WSO2 IAM community channel, as well as our Slack channels, etc. So we hope you join in to that. Okay, so maybe let's see a question. Okay, so Suin has a question on Zoom. I'll take it. So is there any public API to add manage users? Yes, so these are anyway exposed through all the functionalities are exposed to APIs. So actually, do we have not added the public the links to the documentation, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Those are being onboarded at the moment. API documentations are not published, but soon will be available in the documentation site.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So so as you have mentioned, we just started. So there's a lot more coming to Asgardeo in the next couple of months. So just create an account and stay in tune with us. And yeah. So yeah. Riley, thanks a lot for the wishes. I hope you give a shot at Asgardeo and share your feedback with us. And okay, so from YouTube, we do have a question from Naveen. Do we have an option to connect ping federate with WSO2 identity server or API manager? So when you say ping federate, connecting with ping federate, I'm assuming it as you connect your ping federate as an IDP. If so, like you can connect, do the connection through a standard protocol-based integration. So Naveen, if that's not the question I'm answering, I'm not answering your exact question. So you can comment back in the YouTube chat, or else you can head on to our Slack channel and raise this question. So one of our engineers will take on. So both WSO2 identity server and API manager, so you basically have the identity provider management stuff. So ping federate should be able to, we should be able to integrate it through a standard protocol. Okay, so any more questions, guys? Okay, so yeah, right on time. Right, so thanks a lot, guys, for joining. I hope it was a very informative session for you guys on our brand new product. And we really would like you to come and try this out and start using it, give us feedbacks, raise questions. So we are more than happy to hear what you have to say about the product. So with that, we'll conclude October's Identity Server Community Call. Thanks a lot for joining, and we are looking forward to joining with you in the next month, actually. Last week of November. So stay tuned in. Have a good day and stay safe.